guys, welcome back to my channel. So on today's video I wanted to take you along my creative process, what I do before I start making a mini album, how the planning usually goes, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. So when I design a book, I find inspiration on many things. Sometimes it's the paper collection that inspires me, and I want to display it in a way that can best showcase the design. And sometimes I want to play more with the structure of the paper and just create some three-dimensional pieces. And sometimes I just go with the flow, and I am inspired by colors and movies and books. I love to look at children's books for ideas, and this is why I absolutely love making pop-up books, because those are my favorite type of children's book. Me growing up, I always love pop-up books, and I still do till this point. So as you probably know, Alice in Wonderland is my most favorite book to make, because it brings me to this place of creativity, this place of intricacy, and just playing around with the shapes and forms, and it's just so fun. So I try to use those ideas and those concepts to different paper collections, to different books, to different projects. So when I start designing a book, it actually goes all the way back to choosing the paper. I always like to use papers that have some type of character, so the story of the book can center around the character. Again, going back to Alice in Wonderland or any other collection that has like little animals or creatures or a beautiful lady or something like that. And when the paper collection doesn't have some features like that, but it's still a beautiful collection, like something very shabby chic and romantic, I make the pictures the center of my designs. And so that's what I always have in mind. If the collection has a little animal to feature, or a little child, or maybe it's the picture itself, that will be the main piece of every page. So over here on my markup, what I'm doing is I'm designing page by page. So the first thing that I know when I'm going to make the book is what is the size of the book that I want to make, and what is the paper design that I'm going to use. So the paper design and the size of the book also have a lot to do, because sometimes the paper has these beautiful images and I really don't want to cut it down. So I measure what is the biggest size that I can cut, and that's how I size my book. Sometimes it starts like that, and that was the case for this book. So for this one, I'm going to be using the Forest Tea Party paper collection that has these beautiful animals, and there is this one page that I really don't want to cut down very much, so I wanted to keep the book large enough. So this is going to be an 8x10 book, and I'm picking the landscape orientation because that's the way I want to cut my paper for the cover. I also keep in mind what features the paper has and what size I'm going to be cutting down the pages. For example, if the paper collection has some 6x6 cut aparts, I may use that as a main size for a layout or a booklet. Or if the paper collection has a lot of 4x3 cut aparts, then I do some designs based on that. So for this particular book, I know that even though the pages are going to be around 8x10, I don't want the pages to be completely flat and large, so I'm breaking down the pages into sections. I think it's very important to kind of have a little time to plan ahead the ideas that you want to incorporate in your book. Sometimes I have more ideas than what I need, and then you can go back and pick and choose. And sometimes you don't have enough ideas, and that's okay as well, because you can start with what you have. Let's say I have 3-page design ideas, and as I make those, then other ideas come to me. But I like to have a clear plan of what I'm going to do, because I do have limited time to record and do the actual video, especially when I'm recording a tutorial. And so yeah, so I like to have a plan. Sometimes I don't end up doing exactly what I'm planning in my head, because another idea will probably pop up, and I do kind of, sometimes I will mix them up, or I will do the other idea instead, because I always like to find new ways to create a page, and it's just really fun to discover new techniques as well. So when I am doing my sketches, I don't usually add measurements to my markings. I usually just get the main idea of the page that I want to do, and then I start doing the measurements as I'm actually building the book. If I have more time to plan, or for example, if I don't have the time to record the video yet, then I will go back and add some measurements. That way it's a lot easier and faster when I'm actually making the book. I also love to come back and take a look after I'm done making the actual book, and see which ideas kind of stay with me or which ones will change along the way. And then I can also use ideas that I had previously and never actually made it to a book. So I always, look back at my own notes and see what other inspiration I can take from there as well. So I really enjoy doing these little sketches. Now, like I said, I don't do it for every book because sometimes I have the time to record and I just go and do it. I have a main idea and I go with the flow. And that's actually also really fun because it's fun to see how the paper starts giving you ideas or one idea brings you to the next. But doing this planning ahead really helps me, I don't know, get the anxiety off because I'm always very excited to work with the next project, the next collection, and I don't have the time. So I get very anxious to start. So by putting all my ideas in paper, I know that I'm not going to forget about what I want to do, or I don't want my ideas just slip off my mind. And sometimes that happens. You get a great idea and then it never comes back. So that's why I love doing my annotations. So sometimes, even if I don't have all the 8 pages, I will just write down the ideas that I do have right now. Now, because this book I am doing right now, I wanted to just take those 15 minutes to do the planning. I did not speed this video on purpose because I want you to see in real time how the ideas start coming to me and how at some points I really have no idea and I just kind of stay there until until something comes. And again, if when I'm in the middle of designing the book, I get a different idea that I think works better than what is on paper, then I will do that. So I hope that you guys enjoyed looking a little bit behind my thinking process, my design process before I even start cutting onto my paper or working on any little detail. So this will be step one, of course, of the process. There are many steps to it, and I think this is what I enjoy the most when I just sit and sketch with a little bit of coffee and enjoy some quiet time. So I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was relaxing to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.